Good morning, everyone. My name is Lu Jian. Today, I will be presenting about the economics of sustainability, how money can save the planet. Okay. First, let's get into introduction. First, what is sustainability? Sustainability is a concept we hear all the time, but does it actually mean? At its core, sustainability is about meeting the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. It built on three essential pillars, which is economical protection, social equity, and economic development. In today's world, we are facing pressing global challenges, from rising global temperatures and extreme weather events to widening income inequality and the rapid depletion of natural resources. These problems are interconnected, complex, and long-term in nature, which means they require equally thoughtful and integrated solutions. That's where economics play a crucial role. Economics is often misunderstood as simply being about money, markets, and businesses. In reality, it's the study of how people make decisions under conditions of scarcity. It provides us with powerful tools and frameworks to evaluate trade-offs, correct incentives, and design policies that align individual choices with collective goals. In this video, we will explore how different subfields of economics are applied to address sustainability issues and how real-world case study bring those ideas to life, whether it's pollution control, resources conservation, poverty alleviation, sustainable finance. Economics has something valuable to offer. So let's talk about the key subfields of economics and their role in sustainability. First, environmental economics. Environmental economics is a field that specifically focus on the relationship between economic and the environment. It addresses questions such as how do we account for pollution in economic decision making? How can governments and businesses reduce economical and environmental damage without halting progress? One of its core concepts is externalities, which are costs or benefit that affect third parties who are not directly involved in a transaction. For example, when a factory emits smoke into the air, it harms the surrounding communities. Even though the community is not part of the business deal, to address this, environmental economics design policies through like carbon taxes, pollution permits, and subsidies for green technology. One successful application of this is the European Union Emission Trading System, which is known as ETS. This program set a cap on total carbon emission and allow companies to buy and sell emissions allowance. Firms that pollute less and can sell their unused allowance to others, creating a financial incentive to innovate and pollute less. This market-based mechanism is a perfect example of how economics can translate environmental protection into tangible economic behavior. Next is nature resource economics. While environmental economics deal with pollutions and externalities, nature resource economics focuses on how we manage and preserve the Earth's finite resources. This includes both renewable energy sources like forests, fish, and non-renewable ones like oil and mineral. The field emphasizes efficient long-term sustainability and intergeneration equality, which is the principle that today's generation has a responsibility to ensure future generations have access to the same or better resources. A practical and inspiring example comes from New Zealand, where the government introduced a system of individual transferable quotas (ITQS) in the fishing industry. Fishers are allocated a fixed percentage of the total allowable catch, and these quotas can be bought and sold. This not only helps prevent overfishing but also create a vast interest in keeping fish stock healthy. Instead of racing to fish as much as possible, fishers become stewards of the resource. This system shows how properly right and market mechanism can be aligned with sustainable goals. The third one is sustainable development economics. Sustainable development economics expanded focus beyond the environmental and resource use to include social dimensions like poverty, inequality, and long-term inclusive growth. It explores how economics can develop in a way that benefits all segments of society, particularly the poor and marginalized, while also protecting the planet. This field supports policies that prioritize education, healthcare, clean energy, and decent work, especially in developing nations. One standout example is the Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, which pioneered microcredits lending to low-income individuals, especially women, who are often excluded from traditional banking systems. By offering small loans without collateral, the Grameen model has empowered millions of people to start businesses, earn stable incomes, and improve their quality of life. The success of this approach lies in its ability to create a ripple effect. As individuals gain financial independence, entire communities begin to flourish. It's a clear demonstration of how economics too can support both social empowerment and sustainable developments. Lastly is green finance or ecological economics. Another emerging and powerful field is green finance, which involves the allocation of capital to environmentally and socially responsible projects. This includes investment in renewable energy, low-carbon infrastructure, sustainable agriculture, and more. Financial instruments like green bonds, ESG, environmental, social, and government funds, and sustainability-linked loans are helping to shift the flow of money toward a greener economy. A particularly innovative example is Malaysia Green Sukuk, the world's first Islamic green bond. This financial instrument merges Islamic finance principles, which prohibit speculative and harmful investment, with modern green objectives. The fund raised through Green Sukuk have been used to develop solar energy projects, energy efficient buildings, and sustainable transport systems. By embedding sustainability into financial markets, green finance ensures that environmental and social outcomes are not just ethical considerations, but financially viable decisions. It's a powerful example of how economics is evolving to meet 21st century's challenges. Next, let's talk about the real-world innovation case study, which is the Costa Rica Payment for Ecosystem Services, which is known as PES. Costa Rica provides an excellent case study of how environmental economics initiatives can be used to protect the environment while also supporting livelihoods. In the 1980s, the country faced severe deforestation due to logging and agriculture. To reverse this trend, the government introduced the Payment for Ecosystem Services program, which in the mid-1990s. The ideas was simple but revolutionary. By paying landowner to conserve their forests instead of cutting them down. This payment compensate landowners for ecological services their forests provide, such as carbon sequestration, water purification, and habitat protection. The program was funded by taxes on fuel and water uses, ensuring a consistent revenue stream. As a result, Costa Rica not only held deforestation but also doubled its forest cover in just a few decades. This case illustration how well-designed economic policies can protect nature resources, promote biodiversity, and support sustainable livelihood. At the same time, it's a win-win for people and the planet. Lastly, in conclusion, economics play a far important role in sustainability than most people realize. It's not just about markets or money. It's about making informed choices that consider both costs and benefits, short-term, long-term effects, and private and public interests. As we have seen, subfields like environmental economics, nature resources economics, sustainable development economics, and green finance provide critical tools for addressing the biggest sustainability challenges of our time. They help us design smarter policies, allocate resources more wisely, and create systems that align human behavior with environmental goals. Real-world success like the EU carbon market, New Zealand fishery reforms, Grameen Bank microloans, and Costa Rica forest protection show that economic thinking, when applied creatively and ethically, can lead to profound positive changes. And going forward, it's up to us as future professionals, citizens, and leaders to use these tools wisely and make that economics serve not just economically, but the entire ecosystem we live in. Let's use economics to build not only a more prosperous world, but a more sustainable and just one for all. That's all. Thank you.